You just start with the start.
Yeah.
AEW Revolution takes place on Sunday from the Chase Center in San Francisco, California. You can catch it on DAZN pay-per-view in select markets. She will be challenging for the AEW Women's title against Jamie Hayter and Ruby Soho, the one and only Saraya.
That's right.
Is it weird just in your mind still? You're challenging for the world title. You've been back for little over 5 months now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, from October, Halloween, is the day that I got my official clearance. So October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, it's like four months or whatever. Yeah, it's very bizarre. I never thought I'd see this day, and then to be going up for a championship. I mean, and it's such a prestigious championship too in AEW. Like I'm going for straight to the top, and I feel good about it. So it's like it's really incredible, and never thought I'd see that day.
I was gonna say, is it something like when you come back, you're coming back because you want to put on great matches, you want to, have that connection once again with the fans. Was the title even a remote thing in your mind, or was it like, oh, if it happens, cool, it happens?
No, the title definitely wasn't something that was like gunning for straight out the gate. I just wanted to get back in the swing of things. And eventually down the line, everyone wants a championship, of course, but that wasn't my first thing. It was like, okay, I'm back wrestling. Okay, do I know how to do this still? It's been a while. And, people are mad at me right now because I'm not doing as much as I used to. But, I'm just taking my time and just being careful and putting my health first. Because last time I did it, I rushed into it really quickly, and then I ended up having to retire a couple of months later. So I just hope that people will finally understand, I can't just go 100 straight away. But, who knows? Maybe they'll see an extra couple of things in this Sunday pay-per-view.
Why do you think people have been so hard on you? Why do you feel that way?
It's nuts because when Edge or Brian and everyone came back, everyone was very supportive of it. And at first they were supportive, but within a day, everyone just flipped on me. And I never understood why. I don't know. I'm not trying to use the female card because it is what it is, but it felt kind of misogynistic at first because it was a lot of guys that were saying it. And even now people at this point wish that this Sunday I get dropped on my neck and I have to be out again. I get people saying that to me constantly. It's a lot of hate online, which is fine. It's a very small minority, even though they think they're the big minority. They're not, it's just, it is definitely very difficult to not see those comments and also try to throw them to the side and not, think about them. But yeah, I wish people were a little nicer and don't wish on my downfall. Because this is a big moment for, if you don't like me or not, I had a career-ending injury and I was never supposed to come back to the ring again. And I am. And I feel like that's really influential. And I feel like that, a lot of people are inspired by that.
And how do you block out that hate?
Well, sometimes I'll just delete social media off my phone altogether. And so that's a lot easier. Recently, during this week, I've been looking at it because sometimes I like to talk a little shit online, but I only asked about a coffee place this week and everyone just started all the Stan accounts. So they're 16, 17-year-old kids. I'm not really too fussed about it, but they'll just attack me for no reason. Someone was drink some motor oil from AutoZone. And I'm like, why are you attacking me for asking about coffee? They're just absolutely nuts. But yeah, some days is a lot easier than others. Some days I'm just whatever. And then other days I'm I need to delete this off my phone because people don't realize we are human and we do have feelings. And, I'm not Saraya the character. I'm Saraya, the regular person in the real world. And people forget. If they don't see you in person, they forget that you're a real person.
Did you find that good coffee shop?
I did find a good coffee shop.
I've not found one yet. I've been here since late Wednesday.
Madhouse is the coffee place, and it's really cute. It's in an area that's outside the city area, but it's a cute. It looks like a set or something. And then when I walked in there, there was a bunch of really old men, and they were all fishermen, and they all had tiny dogs. And I was like, this is out of the lighthouse or something like that. It was very bizarre. But I really enjoyed it. But Madhouse is the place to go.
Now I'm gonna have to get some coffee when we're done. I need a good coffee place. The hotel.
Yeah, I always get 4 shots of coffee too. And
why? What kind? What's your favorite?
Well, caffeinated. But
we know
not the decaf. But sometimes people like the taste of coffee, but they also like milk. But no, I like to have spicy coffee. I have a vanilla latte with 4 shots of espresso in it. Yeah,
that's pretty good. Have you made up?
Delicious.
Have you made
with
up
oat milk? Yeah, I have to have oat milk. Yeah.
Why is that?
Because milk is disgusting. I've never been like a big milk drinker anyway, but like I was vegan for 5 years. I'm not so much anymore, but I still will not drink milk because it's just gross. It is nasty. Plus,
have you made up with Renee? I've seen you guys were.
Oh, me. Yeah, me and Nora have beef. I'm fine with Renee, but it's her baby that I'm one of
She's
too.
She's
that doesn't matter. Renee's known her like fucking. Oh, sorry.
Renee's you're good. You can swear.
And she's known me for over 10, so I just don't get it. I don't get it. I should be put first.
You know, one of the cool things I love about this match is the fact it's 2 UK women.
Yeah.
In this match, and I feel like it's something really no one really talks about.
Mm-hmm.
How cool is that for you to know that? Man, we got 2 Brits in here, and we're gonna.
Yeah, and plus, like, you know, when I was in the other place, there wasn't a lot of British women there. You know, like there was Layla when I first got there, but she never put herself out of England. She put herself out of Miami, Florida. So like I was always the one that was kind of like flying the flag for the UK. Mm-hmm. But AEW just has such a plethora of like different talent from different countries, different backgrounds, like, you know, and just they just have such a diverse, you know, talent. They just people from everywhere. But just to have like multiple UK people, it feels more homely to me because I'm just I feel like my British accent comes back a little bit more because I've been over here a long time, and Jamie's been over here for like over a year, something like that, like not very long, and her accent is still so thick. So when I'm talking to her, I'm like, oh, feels nice. Yeah.
Do you feel now more in a rhythm? Because like you said earlier, you're still trying to feel it out. You're trying to get back into the swing of things. Do you feel like you're getting closer?
Yeah, the matches I've had so far, they've been like the first match I had with Britt, I was full of nerves, so that was a really difficult match for me. And then I had a tag match with a couple of girls, and that was very easy, very simple. And then I had like a small match with Sky Blue, which again was very short, so we didn't really get to do anything. And then by the time we got out there, our time got cut anyway, like always for the women, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so it was those were easy. I feel like this match is really I'm gonna really be able to showcase like what I can still do. And so we're gonna have the right amount of time for it. And we have, you know, Jamie and Ruby, who are both amazing athletes, and I trust them completely 100% with my body. So
is it weird to be a heel after you came in with all this fanfare, came in as the ultimate babyface?
I hate being babyface.
Why?
Because it was easy being a babyface when I come back, because it's like, oh shit, she's here, that's great. But then they switch on you so quickly. They're very fickle. The fans are very fickle bunch. But I prefer being heel because it's much easier to get people to hate you than like you, especially in today's world. Everyone is just looking for a reason to shit on you. And I'm like, hey, I'm a bad guy, do it. You're not hurting my feelings anymore because this is my job. And so if I'm doing my job correctly, of course you're going to talk crap about me.
But now, usually in this day of age, the heel's the cool person.
It is that, like, some people like, yeah, heel is the cool person, but I like to be a heel that has that like genuine, like, I hate you heat. I love that because it's very, there's definitely a few people that still has it, but the fans usually cheer for them because they're usually like really badass, you know. But I'm like, no, I want to be a wimp heel. You know what I mean? Like, I can still go, but like, I'm not gonna really try that hard, you know.
The angle you guys are doing, the outsider against the AEW originals. You haven't really seen that you haven't seen it with women. You've seen it with the men here and there.
Yeah.
Why, like with this route, what was the concept like in your mind of like, hey, how about we try this? What was the idea in your mind of wanting to do something
like this? I'll be honest, like a lot of this stuff has been Tony's idea, right? Okay. Tony Khan's idea. So, you know, I have given ideas of what could possibly do well, but sometimes he'll say no, and that's absolutely fine. It's his show, you know. But I wanted to be more, I didn't want to look too hokey, and I feel like sometimes we kind of come across that way, you know, like really like mean girlish, and I didn't want to do that. So now me and Tony are just getting to the point where like, okay, me and Toni Storm, I get to the point where, okay, now we have to kind of take control of this and like kind of turn what I believe what we should have been doing from the start more vicious and more serious and like a force to be reckoned with, rather than just you're a loser, you know, like that kind of stuff, which is fine, but not long term. I don't think it should have been taken that as far, you know. But the spray paint is good. I like the spray paint as much as people like don't like it. I love it. We're having fun with it. Me and Toni, especially, we are having a great time with it. We need to get better spray paint because the spray paint that we have right now is awful. Even if you shake it, I sprayed a poster and I was like, there's fucking nothing coming up on it. I was like, gosh, damn it. And then people are like, she's not shaking it. I'm like, I am. I'm like, the whole time I'm like, argh! And it's just like, we need to get better spray paint, which, you know, I will be locked and loaded and ready for Sunday with.
Will you spray paint the belt?
Oh, I'll absolutely spray paint the belt. I'll spray paint anybody that comes into like a 5-foot radius of me. Well, that means Justin, the announcer, will get it. The camera guys will get it. People in the front row will get it. You'll get it if I had the spray paint on me right now.
Man, I think I better go the other way then. What's it like working with Toni? Because you guys didn't get much. You got no interaction when you were in WWE.
I love Toni. First of all, to me, she's one of the best wrestlers in the world. I think she's a great storyteller. I think the way, like, her moveset is absolutely fantastic. I love the way she moves in the ring. Like, she makes herself and everyone just look fantastic. Like, I love her. And she has zero ego at all. Like, nothing. Like, she's just happy to be there. Like, she doesn't complain about anything. Like, I enjoy being next to her and working with her. And her positivity brings out more positivity in me too. Like, she helps me like be happier, and, you know, because, like, you know, I can bitch and complain sometimes, like, I don't really like doing this or doing that or whatever, but she'll spin it and like make it like, hey, maybe we can do something like this and it will make it a little bit better. You know, she's just very positive person.
You can have your dream faction in the stable you got now. Who would you want to add to the group?
Are we talking about in AEW?
Anyone.
I mean, we're always going to want to have Mercedes there. You know, who knows if she'll ever come here or not. She's doing her thing, absolutely killing it in New Japan, doing her rounds everywhere. You know, of course, she holds a very big soft spot with us. As much as Ruby keeps trying to pull away from us, we would love to have Ruby there too. We go way back. I'm trying to see. I mean, I'm just trying to get Renee to start wrestling, really.
Renee? Got to get her in the ring.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's married to Mox. He can teach her a few things. I'm one of her best friends. I could help her out, you know?
Even if she's just on the outside being like the Arn Anderson or Tully Blanchard type of.
Yeah, she can just do the ballet part of things and then maybe come in and take a couple bumps, you know? Like, she could easily do it.
Have you pitched her the idea?
I've always pitched her ideas about doing stuff. She's like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And then we just like never go and pitch it to Toni. So
oh, you guys got to do that.
I know, I really do, because I feel like she would be fantastic in that role, even if it was just like a shocker, you know, she's like interviewing someone and then she just like smacks him with a microphone, you know, like just goes off. I would love to see that side of Renee. She has it in her. She does.
You talked about Mercedes, and a lot of people, when you came up to the match in Los Angeles, when the tag team match, people were like really hoping, oh, I hope it's Mercedes, and it wasn't, and it was Toni, and a lot of people were disappointed.
Yeah.
Could you understand the fans' frustration? Because it was teased and like,
well, it was teased, first of all. Not from me.
By Britt.
Yeah, it was said by Britt, but that, you know, it wasn't Britt's fault either. That's the thing, you know. But yeah, it was teased, and honestly, that week I was kind of stressed about it because I was like, well, they're expecting Mercedes. I don't want them to turn on any of us or turn on Toni and stuff. So that's why we pitched like, can we possibly start announcing that it's Toni early, just so people on the night aren't, you know, disappointed. And so yeah, I completely understand why they would think they would be disappointed, because the way it was like laid out, absolutely. Do I think, like, I still think the match turned out absolutely fine. I think it did really well, and I think everyone just killed it. But yeah, I can definitely understand why they're frustrated. If I was a fan, I would be frustrated too.
Do you think she ever comes here?
I would hope so. I know Bailey saying she wants her to go to WWE, and Bailey, I'm putting it out there. I want her to come into AEW. Yeah, I love her. I think she'll be a huge asset for the women's division. I feel like she brings, I mean, just her wrestling is going to bring some really great matches, especially if she faces people like Jamie, you know, Britt, Toni. Just, we have Nyla. We have such a great roster, and some of them aren't being utilized currently that could be used. And so yeah, I feel like, you know, more merit. Even Mandy, bring her in too. She has that star power, you know, and like she's getting really good in the ring, and she could learn so much from Jamie and stuff, you know. So yeah, like they're more than welcome over here.
I want to shift gears to the main event of the show. Bryan Danielson, MJF, 60-minute Iron Man match.
And
who do you think wins?
Daniel Bryan's an animal. He does not, he's like fitness wise, he really, really takes care of himself. He never blows up. So I'm just like, I don't know Max as well as I know Bryan. Obviously, I go way back with Bryan in, WWE and stuff. And so I know Max has been working extremely hard and getting into the best in-ring shape he's ever been in. And you can't help but respect that of him. Like, he's really working for it. But do I think he'll beat Bryan? I don't know. Bryan can probably go 2 hours, So he's built for these kind of matches.
What's the longest match you've ever had?
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Maybe on the indies, I think it's like maybe 30 to 40 minutes on the independents, but I can't really remember anything outside of that. Especially because when I was first in WWE, they would keep the matches extremely short for the women, or they would get cut altogether, So, and I haven't had a chance to have a longer match out here yet.
I do want to ask this because it's someone you had done work with in WWE, CM Punk. And you haven't, he got injured, the whole fracas happened. You haven't got to see him in AEW yet.
Right.
Mark Henry made some comments that he thinks Mark Henry says he would like him back. Would you like him back here?
So I don't want to pussyfoot around this and be like, play Switzerland in this, but I was not here. I don't know what went down. I don't know any of the drama. I don't ask about it too, because it's none of my business. But Punk has always been really nice to me. He's always been really helpful. Before that whole drama came down, he was writing to me being like, oh, you should come to AEW, And I worked with him on backstage, on Fox and stuff. He was always very helpful. But on the other hand, Kenny and the Bucks have been absolutely fantastic. They're the reason that AEW is the way it is. They're the ones that really catapulted and started this company. So I just want whatever is best for business at the end of the day. If Punk is coming back, is it going to help our ratings? Is it going to help backstage morale? Whatever is best for people backstage and for people on camera, I'm easy and I'm happy with it.
I want to have a little bit of fun with you. It's something US and British slang.
Yeah.
Because we're a UK based company. And so one of our guys came up with this and hey, what would you think of asking her? So I'm sure. I'm because the British slang and the US slang is totally different.
Yeah, we're both English, but we speak different languages. It's very bizarre.
So the way this is done is I'm going to give you a word here. And no one's going to be able to see this. So an gaff.
Yeah.
How long did it take you not to say gaff?
I wasn't a big gaff user, if I'm being honest. That's more the older millennial, maybe is it Gen X after that? But gaff is it means, can I say what it means?
Yeah.
Gaff means your house. But yeah, I never really said it. And it's certain parts of the UK that says it more than others too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a US term.
Okay.
And you tell me what it would mean in the British term. Yeah. Get my goat on my goat.
Get my goat on my goat.
Or it's get my got on my goat.
What does that mean? Get my goat on my goat, on your bike or something? I don't know.
It means get on my nerves is what it means here in the United States.
I've never heard that. I've been here for 11 years. I've never, which part of the
I've got no, I'm not the one there.
Actually, I don't know what that is. So what would that mean in the UK if it was
That's what it means in the UK. In the US, it means get on my nerves.
That's the UK version?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before in my life. Your friend lied to you.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Yeah, it's well, you can use it for many different things, but Americans are back. So it'd be and then Bob's your uncle, there it is kind of thing.
Very good. All right.
All right. Well, that can mean a different kind of things. It could be a positive or it could be a negative. Where you're are we talking about the British version?
Yeah, the British version of all.
I have to think of, all right.
What does it mean?
Oh, yeah. So you could be like, all right, where it's like, hi, how are you? Or like, all right, where you're just like, it's more passive aggressive, but there's different ways of using it.
We say trash here in the States. Like,
yeah, we say rubbish.
Why rubbish? Like,
I don't know.
I've always tried to figure that one out.
Like, I don't know. It's very much easier to say trash than it is rubbish. But yeah, I feel like saying rubbish now. I feel very uncool when I say rubbish. You're all a bunch of rubbish.
On my jacks.
On my jacks?
What UK? On my jacks. What does that term mean?
I've never heard that either. You get on my nerves? Like, what is that?
Yeah. Rhyming slang. On my jack Jones means on my own.
Oh, you're talking about copy rhyming slang.
Yeah.
My dad's fluent in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's also 70, so not a lot of people use that these days.
Chuffed.
Oh, yeah. That means you're happy. Like, I'm chuffed, mate.
Huh. I'm learning here.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at these.
That reminds me of like my friend Raquel, right? She was watching a lot of Love Island and something good was happening for me. And she was like, I'm gutted for you, mate. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why are you gutted for me? She was like, no, it's a positive term. And I was like, no, it's not. Gutted means you're disappointed. Like, you're sad. And I was like, geez.
And one more.
Mm-hmm.
The US term period.
Oh, like full stop?
Yes.
Yeah, we say full stop.
And we'll end with this.
Okay.
How do you envision AEW Revolution playing out for you?
Oh, I'm walking out the champ. That's exactly how I envision it. And I'm going to make a lot of people mad. And I'm going to showcase that championship and then I'm going to take it home.
Thank you so much for the time.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.
They gave me this thing and they're like, can you